This is AL Thick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar. Y'all, the side heifer tried to test my gangster today. I promise y'all, if I did not continuously remind myself that I needed this job for the time being, I would have blacked out and stomped her out. So this is what happened. Let me let this window up some. So, like I told y'all before, she volunteered to work, which means unless somebody called her and told her, okay, we don't need you no more, despite the fact that you volunteered, somebody else who has, who's higher up on the rotation list than you volunteered, so you can't, have the option to come in anymore, then she was going to be able to come unless she, wanted to risk getting an occurrence for calling out when you already volunteered to work. Because you're inconveniencing the company at that time and at that point. So anyway, come in. I see this heifer's name is still there, but like I said before, maybe her cousin really will call out, and he did. I saw his face as the day progressed, and I said, if he don't call out, I'm gonna be shocked. So he did end up actually calling out. So I don't think I said this yesterday, but when I asked him why, outside of the obvious, he said that like his whole lower body is like killing him. Like he said his knees, his legs, everything. Like y'all, I'm trying to explain y'all, this man is a twig. He's a twig. No matter what he eat, he don't gain no weight. None of that. And I mean, of course, I'm well aware that does not mean that a person is healthy all because they're skinny. Hence his cousin, because she's a twig as well. But, you know what I'm saying, she eat trash. So, she just has a high metabolism and genes working in her favor. But if her heart want to explode, it's going to explode because she's eating trash. So anyway, what is that? I can't tell if that's a police officer or not. I swear they be doing the most around here. But anyway, so he's not there. They ended up making somebody stay over and pull a 12-hour shift from the prior shift. And somebody who I'm cool with coming in behind them. So I didn't know how it was going to play out because when I got back there, I was the first of the three of us to get back there. So I was going to go over to the side that her cousin ran yesterday, but it was acting a fool. I said, nope, I'm not putting myself through it. I went right back over. I went right back over to where I was yesterday because I ain't had no issues like that yesterday. I had a few issues today, but it was nothing for me to like complain about, so I'm not mad of the outcome. So anyway, I went over there and she did what I thought she was going to do. She decided that she was going to be the breaker. But let me fast forward. So the person who stayed over ended up going on his break. He had 2 more breaks to get. You get 2 more breaks if you work a 12-hour shift. So you should have already had 3, one of which was your lunch before you got on that shift. And then you have 2 normal breaks when you stay over. Or if you come in earlier, you do 2 breaks and then you do your normal 3. So it reverses. So anyway, he done went on his break and came back. So then, eventually, because I'm looking at the time, I'm like, okay, I know what time this dusty heifer go to break, so when am I going? He goes to breaks extremely early. So I'm like, I know she ain't finna try to, roll up and tell me, hey, you need to go ahead and go to break now if you're gonna go, because I don't know how it's gonna be later or whatever, which I still would have respected even coming from her dusty behind. She didn't say nothing. The person came over to me and was like, yeah, so I'm gonna break you out. Like the way he said it, I was like, wait a minute, okay, so are you breaking me out? He was like, yeah, I'm breaking you out. I was like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, I don't care as long as I get my breaks and my lunch break. I don't really care who break me out. Long as what I've been doing stays the way it's been going, I don't really care. So I went on my break. It ended up being like a couple of minutes after the time I normally would have gone. So I mean, that wasn't bad, and that happens from time to time. So I wasn't mad about that at all. Well, the next break is my lunch break. So I'm waiting. The girl that came who was coming in for the second half of our shift. So I told her as soon as she came in the door, I was like, yeah, she probably gonna, solicit you and be like, hey, go and run her side and I run your side while she on break, so she won't be able to have any interaction with me, because that's how evil she is. She can't even come and say, hey, bye, anything work related. Like, that's what I was talking to y'all about the other day. She can't even be woman enough to say, hey, let me talk to you about work related stuff. Hey, is this going on or whatever? Because she literally is the breaker. She has so much stuff she's supposed to be doing for me and for the other person, which is why I don't like being a breaker 99% of the time, unless there are some departments that are down. That means that's less work, meaning less people to break out. Like, that's the main part for me, is breaking somebody out. Because if something pop off, I got to do the most hated task. Like, when I'm working upstairs, they be wanting me to do the absolute most. I'm like, how you gonna have me on the schedule to be doing the most hated task in my department, the most hated task an hour later in another department, and it take longer than that to do, especially depending on what need to be done. I'm just like, y'all want too much, y'all doing too much, and y'all know y'all doing too much. And on top of that, I gotta break 6 people out and myself. How's that gonna happen? How? Explain. Oh, okay, that's what I thought. So, anyway, like I said, she ended up sending that dude over there to break me out, and then my normal lunch break time came up. So I'm looking like, okay, so what the hell for gonna do? Like, what is she really gonna do? So the woman came up to me and was like, she not gonna come break you out for your break or nothing? I was like, girl, I don't know what she finna do. So I went and did there's something hourly that I have to do. So I was just like, well, the hour is upon us, and she was being petty and not doing that. The breaker, unless they're really busy doing something else, because the department itself is setting it off, the breaker is supposed to do what I did every single hour today. Okay? And it's not that it's hard. It's actually something that is very important and crucial that has to be done. And like I told y'all before, I already knew how to do it anyway, because I had to do it in my old job. So it wasn't like it was something like hard to do. But there are certain parts of the paperwork that I still am not familiar with, that I need to learn how to fill in accurately on my own. You know what I'm saying? Because I really do want to be able to do, if I'm gonna be over there, I want to be able to do it right. And I want to be able to fill out all the paperwork the way I need to. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's certain parts of the paperwork that people who've been over there the entire time don't even fill out. But people have come over there before and told them, oh, well, you got to fill this out. And they were like, oh, well, what, go right there. Why do y'all not know this? And y'all been over here the entire time. I just got over here less than a month ago. I don't understand. So anyway, the heifer, I saw the handwriting on the wall. So off rip, I was like, nope. I'm not going to depend on this heifer to go get my resources. I'm not going to depend on this heifer to do this particular paperwork for me, even though that is what she is supposed to do. I'm not dependent on that. So I went and, acquired everything that I needed for that, because I already knew. Like, I was just like, child, it looked like she was offended when she saw that I was gathering up things. And it's like, girl, I'm not finna leave nothing up to chance, because it'll be my luck that you'll sit up there banking on me not doing that, and then I get caught up and they end up firing me because important documentation had not happened all literal day for 8 hours. Well, in the case of today, for 7 hours, nothing happened. No documentation happened. And this is important documentation that has to happen. So, like I told y'all before, at some point, after I'm gone, I'm going to tell y'all, because y'all going to be very interested in both places that I've worked. This place and the first job I had when I first moved here. So, yeah, y'all. But, yeah, I'm at the house, as y'all can see. So, let me turn this off. Hopefully this person weed eating won't be too loud. Y'all can still hear me. So, anyway... So the woman that came up to me like, oh, so she not gonna break you out? I was like, girl, she know what time I go to break. Like, so 5 o'clock come, the heifer ain't move. She goes up to the other woman and break her out 30 minutes later, and I'm like, so you just gonna act like your break is important, but mine ain't? Because you done went on your break. You went on your break already an hour ago. You know good and well that if you go to break at the normal time you do, which she did all today, I go to break directly 30 minutes after you. Now, I don't have a problem with going earlier if need be. Like, I will work with a person. Even though I don't like going to early breaks, I will do it if it takes whatever it takes. If it's something I need to do to make sure I can get my break, I ain't mad at it. It's okay. I will do that, even though I don't like taking early breaks. But no, Health ain't say hey by nothing. So I was like, you know what? I said, okay, I see. I said, Lord, please help me, because if I black out in here, she gonna get stomped out, and they gonna have to carry me out in handcuffs, because you trying me on purpose. You know what your job as the breaker is back here. It's completely different. I mean, it's not different, but it kind of is, because you literally only have 3 of us. Even though, in all honesty, they need 2 people for each side of that department that's doing what we're doing, plus a breaker as an added bonus, because sometimes one side will set it off on the left, right, front, and the back, and it's like you don't know whether you coming or going, and everybody over there, and it's all hands on deck. Like with her cousin yesterday, that department, that part of the department was setting it off yesterday, and I was like, Lord, I'm so glad I ain't over there. And I learned mainly on that machine, but I was happy that he went over there, because when I got back there, they were both already back there. Y'all, I was running late yesterday. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was running late, but I wasn't. Like, I was there early enough to be there for the meeting, but I couldn't clock in properly to switch over to, so that they could see, hey, she's in this department. The way that we clock in, especially if we're not in our home department, or if, like, upstairs versus back where the new department is, even if I only clock in under my home department and I'm somewhere else, it don't matter, because they know I'm somewhere up there. If I don't clock in under a different code when I'm in the back over in the new department, and I just clock in like normal, they gonna think I'm upstairs and I'm not. Something could happen. I could get missing. A situation could have went left or whatever and happen. They looking for me, and they look in the system. They like, okay, I'm pulling her up in the system, and it's showing that she upstairs, but I'm not up there. Yo, I'm sorry. When I leave work, I swear, I just be like, Lord, I can't do it. My face be so y'all, I can't wait till I'm all the way back alkaline, because that's gonna help with a lot of the stuff going on too. But the stuff that be happening at work sometimes, I be like, I be feeling so disgusting when I get off. Lord. Anyway, so I'm just like, girl, I ain't got time for it. So the time for my lunch break has already passed. Now, if nothing else, you're supposed to clock out for your lunch break and clock back in after that time frame has passed. So I see somebody walking by who I'm cool with. You know, we speak. I knew she worked back there. I knew she got a bid. She's actually a supervisor. I didn't know that that's what she was doing back there, but she is a supervisor. So I walked over and I asked this woman who I came in with, who got a bid, and she worked back there doing something else. And I asked her, I said, who's the supervisor? I said, isn't this person here today? She was like, yeah, on this side today is the woman, and the guy, he's in the back doing something else. But the 2 of them are here. I was like, oh, okay. And I kind of felt some type of way, because the man that I'm talking about is the man who lived for me, and I don't know why. So anyway, I was like, dang it. Where he at, he's not going to be able to break me out, because I was going to say, I was going to go find him and ask him to break me out, because it's like, girl, you're the breaker. I don't understand why you do what you do. You didn't do what you did earlier, which was to tell the other person to come and break me out, and, you know, I go to my lunch break. That's what I'm expecting you to do. And because in my mind, I was like, oh, this type of time she on today. Cool. I ain't got to talk to her. I ain't got to have nothing to do with her. Good. So, you know, I still did everything that needed to be done. Even though she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do on my end, I still did everything I was supposed to do. Case in point, I was minding my business, y'all. I'm talking about really in the middle of working. And that particular side, even though it was running okay or whatever, it ran fine. It was, you know, it was operational. It was operational for the most part. There are so many things that happen. Like I said, they haven't worked the kinks out, that if you don't stay on top of stuff, then you will get behind and you will get flustered and all that stuff. But I keep trying to explain to people that because of my experience with dealing with the same exact stuff that I did at the job prior, doing this exact same stuff, it's not something that's going to make me be like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. This is too much going on. I'm mad. I'm tired. I'm about to slam stuff. Like, One day we had just came in and this woman started slamming stuff because that area was setting it off rip. I'm like, girl, forget that. I'm calling maintenance. I don't play that. I do not play that. And then they stupid anyway because they'll sit up there and the people who are about to leave out will tell us, oh, we had issues with this all day. Oh, well, I'm not going to have issues with it all day. Somebody going to come fix it or it's going to be down because I'm not finna struggle with nothing all day. You're not finna kill me all day trying to fix stuff. That's what they get paid the big bucks for. Them people get paid. And you ain't finna sit up here and work the mule out of me. That's what you're not finna do. Y'all excuse me. I'm doing the most. I know. These things still gonna sag no matter what I do. That's why I have them at whatever level they're gonna be at as soon as I put it on. I don't even adjust nothing when I go to work. Y'all gonna get the sitting down in my lap breasts. That's what y'all gonna get. You don't need to be looking at me no way. That's how I be looking at them people. Like, I wish y'all would try to say something about these things. But anyway, so the heifer didn't come. The woman came up to me yet again and was like, wait a minute. Oh, like I was saying, case in point. I'm sorry. Y'all know I get distracted easily. So case in point. Despite all the stuff that was going on, I had to do everything on my own. I had to go get all of my own resources. Like, that's taking time away from me manning my own side of the department. Like, so much stuff be popping off. And I shouldn't have to take my eyes off that. That's why when I'm the breaker upstairs, the breaker's job is to go and retrieve all kinds of stuff so that certain things can be refilled and get things that are needed. It's just so many different things that a breaker is supposed to do. Like, it's annoying, but at the same time, it is necessary and it's needed because, especially when it comes to the resources and certain things that are needed like that, if you have somebody that'll go get it for all the departments, you ain't got to worry about running out and then having to go get it yourself. And like, it's not, that's just not the way it's supposed to go. Y'all, I'm sorry. That's not the way it's supposed to go anyway. It's supposed to be already replenished and somebody is looking at it from time to time and you can tell when it's getting low, and when something is getting low or when things are getting low, the breaker goes and they're saying, oh, okay, you do an assessment when you first come in. Well, for me, I don't do that. I'm not going upstairs and then coming back down the steps to do nothing. I just go like right now, like once I get close to the top of the rotation list, I know they're gonna start putting me back upstairs unless they desperate. They're gonna start putting me back upstairs. And if they end up needing to put, well, when I go back to the bottom of the rotation list, whenever I go back down to the bottom of the rotation list and I'm upstairs, they're probably going to make me the breaker. So when they make me the breaker, I'm going to go, and as soon as the meeting is over, I'm going to show my face at the meeting because I'm going to be back over there in hot hell, you might as well call it, doing all of that. So I'm going to go and retrieve things. I'm not going upstairs. I don't care what's up there. I don't care if when I get up there, it's already 5,000 or whatever up there. You're going to get more because I'm not going up there surveying and then coming back. No, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I'm hot. It's too much going on. Y'all don't be understanding. Y'all don't understand. I have to walk literally from one side of the building to the other. Walk, haul that crap up steps. It ain't no elevator. I got to haul that crap up the steps too. It's heavy. Child, please. I'm not doing all that. Y'all going to get what y'all going to get. But that's the one thing about it. People always tell me, I ain't got to worry about you. When you the breaker, if we out of something, you gonna replenish it. That's what you supposed to do. Like, I don't be understanding. So anyway, I know I done said case in point 15 times. My bad. Let me tell y'all what it was this time. So this person came up to me who don't do nothing relating to what I do. And they said, this particular side of the department runs, it's supposed to, be the main one that's running. The main one that's operational. You do a really great job. Like, if don't nobody else tell you do an amazing job. I was like, I don't be like, they really be serious though. And that's what makes me feel like, okay, I'm doing something right, but at the same time, I don't be thinking I be doing all of that. But they be like, that one was like, I see your hard work. I be seeing you be gone. I understand why you be losing the weight. I'm like, y'all don't understand. I'm going to move. If I don't do nothing else, I'm going to move. If it's operational, I'm going to move now. If it ain't doing nothing, I don't know. I might try to keep myself busy, but I ain't finna be running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Ain't nothing going on. So, yeah. So, just got praised. I get praised all the time by people who are like my peers and like upper, y'all, I'm sorry. My head hurting. Like supervisors, leads, all people who work above me, who who have a higher pay grade. They will stand there and watch me while I'm not even paying attention to the fact that they done rolled up. They be like, you do such a great job and you fast. I be looking like, fast? Who is fast? Look, who is fast? Now, I know there are some big people that walk fast and do stuff. I'm not running. I already ran and spraying this child. Like, I really was doing the most that day. I was high stepping that day. And sprained my hand or tore my hand down. Like, I ain't doing that no more. Lies. But I walk slow. So, like, I get praised all the time. Like, they just be like, oh my gosh, you're doing such a great job. I'm talking about, they really be like off in the distance to where I can't see them. But they be peeping what I'm doing. And they, come and shower me with positive reinforcement. All kinds of stuff like that all the time. So it lets me know that, it's not being... it's just not a situation where it's like, oh, well, let's work the mule out of her. We see her do, like, I feel like part of me do feel like they do be trying it because they be like, oh, let me lay it on thick because we about to use her. No, no. I mean, I can see that they really are being genuine about it. But yeah, y'all. So the fact that people continuously come up to me and tell me that they see how much work I really am doing. Because even though I tell y'all it's easy, it is easy, but you have to maintain it. You got to keep up. It's just, a lot of people just be and gave up in their spirit and everything else. You can't have a give up spirit like that. Like, I was just like, whoa, child. Like, I really be looking like, all right now. Like, I'm serious. Like, I've had days where the department decided I had to set it off on the left, right, front, and back. And I looked at everything like, all right now. Ain't nobody had time for this. Like, I really had to be like, all right now, I'll walk up out of here. Be putting you through it. So anyway, y'all, way past my break time. So then somebody told me, oh, we're gonna, shut it down at 7. I said, okay. First somebody said 6. I was like, okay. So when that happens, I'm gonna just go take my lunch then. Well, then the supervisor that actually is on the shift that was working, she told me it was 7. And I'm like, okay. So she ends up walking by after I, found out that she's a supervisor. I was like, are you going on break now? She was like, yeah, I am. I was like, oh, okay. And I looked at her. I was like, yeah, must be nice. She didn't hear me say that part. So something made her turn around and say, have you been on your break? I was like, I went on my first break, but not my lunch break or my last break. And so she was like, who's the breaker? And I just looked at her and smiled. See, she don't know who I'm talking about when I do that. But I just looked at her and smiled. And I said, y'all will learn. Once y'all have certain people back here full time, y'all will learn. That's all I'm gonna say. So she was like, why haven't you taken your break? I told her, I was like, look, it just is. So she was just like, well, when it's time for you to take your break, you need to just tell the person I'm going to break and walk off. I was like, that's, I was like, I'm not finna go back and forth with her. That's not what this is. Because if you show me that you're on this type of time and this is what you're going to do today, I'm expecting you to continuously do that for the rest of the day. You sent somebody else to break me out earlier, so I'm thinking that's what you're going to do again. But you sat up here, went on all your breaks, and then kept going over there helping them. And then every other blue moon, when you saw somebody that was of importance, you would roll up like you was doing something. Girl, bye. So anyway, I just said to myself, okay, I ain't gonna worry about it. So then she came back from her break and then she walked by. I overheard her ask the side heifer, who was the breaker. She said, I am. And so then she started talking to her. Now, I didn't care about the conversation, but she had a whole 10-15 minute conversation with the woman. It's like, girl, don't do this. So then after the conversation was over, I was doing something, and so I turned around, and then it's like she was waiting on me to be done, and even though she was off in the distance, she was like, you can go to break. Have you gone to break? I was like, no, I haven't gone yet. She was like, you need to go to break. If nothing else, you got to at least take your lunch break because you have to punch out. I was like, I know. So then, some kind of way we eventually linked up, and then she was like, what's going on? You need to go and take your break. I was like, look, earlier, she sent someone over to break me out. So if that situation is the way that you're trying to play it today, then that's what I'm waiting on you to do again. I'm not sitting up here like, okay, thinking like how it is. Like, the way we normally do it is the person who's the breaker comes up to you, because we all know what time everybody go on break. Unless something is going on that's going to throw off the break schedule, we already know what time everybody going to break. That heifer went on every single break that she normally go on, plus extra because the married man was there and then volunteered to be there as well this weekend. So I'm just like, girl, you know what time I go to break. Like, why are you trying to play this game? But the whole time while I was talking to the supervisor, she kept walking by on purpose. And I'm not going to lower my voice like you. Like, when she was talking to the supervisor, after she figured out why she asked her who was the breaker, she gonna, try to plead her case. I'm like, girl, ain't nothing you can say, because I'm gonna always tell the truth, and you're evil. You're evil towards me for no reason. You have it out for me for no reason. Like, girl, bye. When I tell you evil rides a horse, that's something my mama always say, evil rides a horse. Just evil. She is evil for no reason. And my thing is, when most of the people at the job can't stand you, and they always coming up to us like, man, I don't understand how y'all do it. I've had so many people who were brand new roll up on me and say, how do you do it? And I play it off like I don't know what they're talking about. I'm like, what you mean? They be like, how do you work with her? Like, she's just so mean, and she'll tell us all these things about you, and you're none of those things. Like, she has gone up to several new people trying to pollute their minds and to make them think that I'm just so mean and that I don't do no work and that I'm lazy and all these other things that are not me at all. Girl, I don't understand why you're so obsessed. I know people who are new to me, talking about the married man side heifer saga and all that other stuff or whatever, and just the sheer fact that I'm bringing it up in this video, y'all probably like, well, it sounds like you're obsessed with her. No, I'm actually not obsessed with anybody in there. I go in there to get my work done, to go home, and eventually get my check. That's all I want to do, is go up in there, do my work, and get off. I don't want nothing to do with them. I don't think about them outside of work. I don't sit up there and be like, oh, let me just conjure up something in my mind. Ooh, I just ain't got no life like her. Like, the thing with me is, she tries me. So then if she try to test my gangster, I come on here and vent and tell y'all about what she did. But never will I just sit up here and just be like, oh, let me just, think of ways to be evil towards somebody for literally no reason, like she does. Like, people have walked up to me so many times like, I don't understand why she act like that towards you. I'm like, girl, she hating for no reason. I don't want that dusty man. You dusty just like him. He's screwing you, the wife, and everybody else. Why do you think I'm desperate enough to want to come behind all of y'all? Why? I'm just saying, like, we're just talking about that aspect of it, because I'm pretty sure he could never even live up to what I expect from somebody sexually anyway. I don't even think he can live up to half of it, if we're going to be honest. I'm just saying, people do not know what type of time I'm on. They do not understand what makes me tick. Like, they don't know nothing about me, and they just be swearing they know. And I just be like, you be setting it off for somebody who I have no interest in at all. I have no interest in this person. No interest at all, honey. Why do you do this? Like, you really have created an enemy for no reason. Because I'm the type of person that I've gotten to a point where in my life, I'm like, if I see what type of time you on, I don't have nothing to say to you. I have nothing to do with you, unless it's something where I have to do it because it's a part of work. That's the only way. Like I told y'all before, when I'm upstairs and I have to work with that heifer, I go tell her I'm going to break, I'm going to lunch. That's it. I ain't talking to her about nothing else. I don't care. I don't care if your side blow up. It's going to blow up. Oh, well. Better call somebody. We don't talk about nothing. We cannot even talk about work, because that's how evil she is for no reason. I would understand if I've done something to you, but I have done absolutely nothing to you except exist. The funny thing about all of this is I'm slowly but surely losing weight, because I ain't been doing right lately because I've been depressed. But when I do right, I lose weight, and it's noticeable. and I get complimented, and people are always trying to wonder and figure out what I'm doing. I'm like, I ain't doing nothing. And I will tell you exactly what I'm doing when I actually am doing stuff. Like, I'm not going to hide what I'm doing to try to be like, oh, I don't want you to one up me. I don't want you to lose more weight than me or nothing like this. It's people that's like that, though. But anyway, I'm just saying that I don't get it. I believe in teamwork. And even when I was talking to the supervisor today, I told her, I said, every time that I've been back here, when she was not back here, everybody worked as a team. The person who was the breaker came up to you and said, okay, you can take your break now, because they know what time we all go to break. We all talk about it beforehand, especially if, like, when the cousin of hers is back there and me, because we normally take break at the same time if we aren't together, working together. Or if we are working together upstairs, I'll respect the fact that he was working there before me, and I'll go to break earlier than him. But he always told me it was up to me when I wanted to go. So, that's just what I've always honored. But yesterday, he allowed me to have the late break. So, it's just a matter of communication. I don't understand why it kills her to say a few words to me. Because if it had been her on the line and I was the breaker today, she would have just walked off. The helper would have just walked off like, oh, well, she better get my stuff. Everything better be the way it's supposed to be. She won't say nothing. She won't say nothing. She will legit walk off and not say nothing. And if she does say something, it'll be to the other person that's over there, and they would have to come to me and tell me that heifer just went to break. That heifer just went to lunch. Like, child, y'all don't understand. When I tell y'all, I was so disgusted by her that I just took my little ear thing out, and I was just like, I don't even want to listen to no music. I don't want to, I was like, if I listen to something, it's going to end up being some Project Pat. It's going to end up being some kind of gangster music, and I'm going to stomp her out. Because I had already been listening to something like that anyway before I left out of the car. Because sometimes this stuff be hyping me up, even though I ain't no real gangster, I ain't no real thug. But I'm just saying, like, you push people far enough and hard enough, anything is liable to happen. I just don't want them to pop off. I don't want anything to pop off. But at the same time, I feel like when it comes to her, she gonna finally try the wrong person, and they gonna mollywop her. If that don't happen, as far as somebody mollywhopping or dog walking her, she gonna try the wrong supervisor back there. They gonna take her up front. Because y'all, I already told y'all, she cusses out her own supervisor. Goes off on her own supervisor, and he don't do nothing. Now, he's very nice, and you know what I'm saying? I do whatever he tell me to do, or whatever. Like, I ain't never had no issues with him. But he just lets everything happen. Whatever she does, he just let it fly. And it's like, does she have some kind of blackmail information against you or something? What's going on, sir? I don't be understanding. So I just be like, boy, ain't nobody got time. Don't nobody have time for the foolishness. So, but y'all, it just got to the point where I was just like, you know what? let me ignore this heifer. Because at first I was good. And then, like, as I saw I wasn't getting my break, I was like, then it's crazy because the woman who had came in, she was just standing over there talking. Like, she could have been broke you out. Like, she started getting pissed off. I was like, girl, this is normal. This is normal. Because, like I said, had it been her over there and I was the breaker, she would have just walked off. She wouldn't have even communicated with me, hey, I'm going to break. Why is that going to kill you? You act like you're going to lose your raggedy voice by even saying, hey, I'm going to break. Or, hey, I'm going to the bathroom. Like, she will walk off and not say nothing to me. Like, I just can't. And that's why if her cousin ever comes to me and say, oh, she's going through a lot. Who ain't going through something? Who ain't going through something? And I bet she ain't going through nothing. I bet it's all some stupidity that she has concocted up, or it's all because of the married man she ain't got no business screwing. I mean, that's a lot of good karma right there anyway. So that's your own fault. Clean up your mess and go somewhere and sit down. Go somewhere and heal from whatever is making you feel like this is the right thing to do. Like, I know she has slept with him 4 to 6 years straight. Like, for what? For what? And then he'll take your vehicle and go pick up other women and screw them in your truck. But you think that I care something about him? Girl, bye. Girl, bye. I can't do it. It's the stupidity for me. Like, I just could not believe how childish. Girl, you 42 years old. You older than me. You older than everybody in that room right now. You older than all of us. And you were acting like a child. I promise y'all, she gonna get karma. Anytime she tries me, karma happens. All kinds of random things be happening. Even if it don't seem like a lot, it be stuff that she be so, oh my gosh. It could be as simple as the next day she'll come in and her whole, the side of the department that she work on, oh gosh, it put her all the way through and then some. Put her all the way through. And I'm just like, girl, you could have did something else with your time than to sit up there and decide, hey, let me hate on her. Let me be mad at her for no reason. Let me just harbor all this evilness within and try to unleash it on her. Because I know she ain't going to do nothing. Or I think she ain't going to do nothing. Or since you've seen me do things, meaning I'm going to go to HR. I'm going to go to HR. She knows that I will go and I will say something. I'm just not going to talk to you because you're the type of person that you can't even have a conversation with her. Because she will sit up there and be like, oh no, oh God. She will put on a performance. Girl, bye. Do y'all know how many receipts I have on this? It's like outside of the videos that I make, like I have so many receipts. There are people who wanted to stay on this shift but left and went to the shift that makes the least amount of money to get away from you because they already started to feel that the drama was about to start happening to them and they were like, I don't want no parts of this. Oh, I see some up here. Let me put in for this. Hopefully I get this position so I can get away from you because I see what you're doing to other people. And as I always say, the fact that everybody roll up on me and be trying to talk to me, like, she be looking like, oh my gosh, especially when it's like brand new people. Don't let them be brand new and fine. Oh, she be the lost her mind when they roll up and try to talk to me. I'm like, girl, I don't want them either. People can roll up on me and speak if they want to. It is what it is. But she got to sit up there and do a whole song and dance for somebody to even respond and say, hey, bye, anything to her. Like, it's so funny. Like, she has to... Eventually, the facade is going to go away. Eventually, people are going to see that the mask is off. Because right now, she tried to placate, try to make it seem like, oh, well, let me create this fantasy and make these people think I'm everything and that I'm so nice and I'm so friendly. But eventually, the real pterodactyl creature that she is going to come out. And I'm hoping that somebody will do the right thing and take her up front and say, I'm not dealing with this. And I just don't understand for the life of me how you've looked this heifer up. Y'all have her write-ups on file. She got wrote up several times before I ever went to HR on her. So it's like, she got all these write-ups. She's always creating a hostile environment, but somehow y'all don't see fit to just get rid of her. Like, y'all act like y'all gonna be losing somebody for real. Somebody that's worth something when she's worth nothing. She don't see the value in herself because she has no value at this point in time. I'm just saying she don't. Look at what she decides to put up with. Like, don't you want better for yourself? Don't you want your son to see you dealing with better and wanting better for yourself? Probably not, because, she do everything but be in her own son face. But anyway, y'all, let me get up off of here. But yeah, it took everything in me, y'all. Whenever I get to a point where I take my music out of my ears that normally calms me down, I was just like, nope, let me meditate. I had to meditate. Because I did good today. I did really good. Like, I meditated, I did breathing exercises, and I was able to, look calmer than what I actually was. So I'm just saying, she better be glad. She better be glad about the Lord, the universe, and anything that anybody prayed to, talked to, and everything else, because they all helped today to keep me centered. Anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope y'all were entertained by this foolishness that always happens to me. But anyway, I'll be back later on with some recap reviews if it's not raining too bad. Okay, bye y'all.